I'm a lonely Goomba, stuck between two pipes. Well, guess I'll keep on gaming for the rest of my life.
Bro, where am I? Man, last night was wild. I can barely remember anything. It's all a blur. Let's see. I was chilling between my two pipes, staring out into the void of nothingness, contemplating life, and then I picked up my Game Boy and, crap. Yep, it's coming back to me. I OD'd on WarioWare again. Yeah, that's the one. Man, that game can really mess with your brain if you're not careful. They should put a warning on that thing. But let's be real, WarioWare is a weird series, isn't it? They took Wario, a character mostly known for 2D platformers at the time, and then just slapped him into something completely insane with no explanation given. I don't even know how else to explain it. WarioWare was completely unique at the time, and since then, there's been countless sequels and spin-offs. But, does the game still hold up, or has the novelty worn off a bit? It's time to find out. So, the story then. And it turns out that Wario lives in complete isolation on top of a cliff, with no human interaction. I like his style, but man, this house needs some redecorating. I mean, what the actual fuck is this colour scheme? And hold up a minute. Why the heck does he have count 'em, two clocks on the same bleeding wall? No one needs to know the time that badly. Man, guys really live in apartments like this and don't see any issue. Unbelievable. Anyway, he's watching TV, right? And he gets an idea. Instead of going on a grand adventure and finding lots of treasure, he's gonna buckle down, work hard, and make his own video game and earn some good old hard-earned cash. The only problem is, hard work is boring. Look at him, he's given up already. Besides, everyone knows the best way to make a quick buck these days is to start an OnlyFans page. Come on, Wario, get with the times. I mean, I'd buy it. Think it's alright. Despite being fat, smelly, pretty horrible, enjoys farting a little bit too much, and I'm pretty sure I saw him shilling some NFTs one time. Wario seems to be the most popular guy in the entire city. The bastard has more friends than me. I mean, that hurts the old ego, that does. Granted, he is friends with a 9-year-old boy, which does raise some red flags, but still, he gets all his friends to help make the game. And that's basically it as far as the story goes. The game itself then, and for those not familiar with WarioWare, well, you're probably pretty confused right about now, but the entire game is essentially just a compilation of microgames. Rapid 5-second games that come and go before you even know what happened. You just never know what you're gonna get. 1 second, you could be jumping on some Goombas, next, you're dressing Wario, then you're shooting down some planes, and then you're eating a banana. And before you know it, you're jumping on some Goombas. Wait, hold up a second. How come there's 2 Goomba stomping microgames? What are you trying to pull here, Nintendo? Fucking 200 microgames, and you're telling me you slipped in 2 Goomba stomping ones and you thought I wouldn't notice? I'm sensing some hostility towards Goombas here, Nintendo, and I don't appreciate it. Luckily though, there is some structure to the madness. Just a tiny little bit holding it all together. See, each character not only has their own story scenario, they also have their own category of games. Say, Jimmy has sport-related microgames, Dribble is sci-fi, Mona is, weird, which is pretty vague, and then you've got everyone's favourite, 9Volt, whose games are all callbacks to Nintendo's history. So the general gist is, you select a character from a menu screen, watch a little story cutscene, reach a certain score by completing microgames, and then defeat a boss at the end. And these bosses are usually much more complex and longer than the average microgame. Some of them feel like they could be entire games in itself. You got stuff like a Punch-Out style boxing match, a shoot-'em-up game, a giant metal head defending the Earth game, a cool little platformer, and heck, even a turn-based RPG. I really do enjoy these bosses, they're always a highlight. So like I mentioned before, each character has their own little scenario, and they all play out with fully animated cutscenes, which is something you don't really see that often on the Game Boy. And these scenarios are just insane. You got Mona chasing off a police with banana peels, and then you're rescuing yourself from a demon, and before you know it, you're helping Dr. Krygor not shit his pants from diarrhea. A scenario I'm sure we can all relate to at least once in our lives. So yeah, you work through these playing microgames and beating the scores till you make it to the final challenge, Wario himself. The microgames are tougher, the score requirement is higher, and it's all pretty intense. But we make it to the final boss, and they kept the best till last. It's like a little self-contained Wario Land adventure in itself. It starts off on a skateboard, dodging some obstacles, and then you get a jetpack, and you've got to collect the batteries to go faster and faster till you smash through the wall. A blammo! A chest falls down, and you think it might be over, but no. The true final boss reveals itself. A square! The most evil of shapes for sure. Luckily, Wario has his iconic trusty boomerang, and with enough hits, the golden shit is ours. But it's not over yet, cause we need to escape Wario Land 4 style. And that's it. It's a pretty cool final boss if you ask me. And look at that. Wario's indie game is finally complete, and it's a sensation. It's flying off the shelves. I haven't seen a game cause such a sensation since Balan Wonderworld released. Wario is finally rich for the 5th time or so. The thing is, alright, he didn't pay any of his employees. They were just working for exposure or something. They're pissed. So, Wario legs it to his iconic trusty rocket ship and escapes. Only Dr. Krygor just so happens to be swimming in the air, as you do, and knocks Wario into the ocean as the sun sets. The end. Wow, what a story. He had everything. Action, romance, diarrhea. Man, it almost brings a tear to the eye. Only anyone who's played WarioWare knows that's only really the start of a game, cause the true appeal of WarioWare is replaying the stages and going for the high score. So now, instead of a set score to beat, they just go on forever, getting faster and harder and faster and more harder, till eventually you fail and feel a little bit ashamed that you couldn't last any longer. Just like my penis. And like any good game, there's a ton of unlockables. The main ones being the minigames. See, as you progress through the game and meet certain conditions, you unlock more fleshed out minigames. Some of them are pretty simple, like jump rope and skateboarding, or that paper plane game, but some of them are unusually in-depth. I mean, Dr. Wario over here is the entirety of the original Dr. Mario game. They just slipped in an entire NES game and thought no one would notice. I mean, when you consider Nintendo had the balls to sell the NES version of Dr. Mario on the Game Boy Advance anyway for the same price, this is a really good deal. And besides, everyone knows Wario's better than Mario anyway, so it's even better than the original. Then you've got a port of the iconic Fly Swatter game from Mario Paint, which is oddly addicting and it takes a lot of time to fully complete. And then finally, the best of them all, Sheriff, a remake of a 1979 arcade game that no one has ever played. But you probably do recognise him from the assist trophy in Smash Bros. Thing is though, right, this game is insanely fun. I love it. I played the heck out of it. I'm like a pro Sheriff gamer at this point. In fact, I tell you what, if you can beat my high score of this game without cheating, I will give you $1 million. No joke, here's the high score on the screen. Good luck, $1 million could be yours. So that's a quick overview of single player minigames, but there's also some 2-player ones. What's neat about this is, they're all just played with the shoulder buttons, so if you have no friends like me, you can just play on your own and pretend you have a friend. How great is that? So this is what it feels like to have a friend. It's so beautiful. I'm not crying. I just got something in my eye. Oh, holy shit! How did that get in there? Anyways, these games are pretty basic on the whole, but one of them is the best thing ever made. Introducing Dong Dong. I mean, who doesn't love a nice dong now and then? Seriously though, Dong Dong is a hidden gem. I'm not even joking. Get Dong Dong, get a friend, and get ready for hours of endless fun. Yeah, donking into each other, they're donking back, the dongs just don't stop. It's insane. So, at this point, you might be thinking you've seen everything the game has to offer. But there's more. See, if you play every single microgame, you unlock another minigame. Pi Ovo. And it's pretty awesome. Again, it's pretty fleshed out, and you could spend hours playing this. It's so good, in fact, that Nintendo eventually sold it on the eShop later as its own game. That's how you know it's good. And then, there's one more secret, and the most mind-numbingly grindy bullshit ever conceived. How they added grinding to a game like this, I'll never know, but every single individual microgame has their own score target, meaning you have to play every single microgame, all 213 of them, over and over and over, like 30 times each, for every single microgame. And when you do this, which takes forever and isn't fun at all, you unlock Pi Ovo 2, which is pretty much the same as the first game, only you spit seeds instead of using your tongue. I mean, it ain't bad. Heck, it might even be better than the first one, but considering the insane time sink it took to get this, you can't help but be a little bit disappointed. I mean, I could have got my life together in the time it took to unlock this. I could have got a wife and a kids and a nice big house and a giant car to overcompensate for my little feet. But instead, I played WarioWare for 50 hours, and all I got was a shitty Pi Ovo 2. Yeah, who am I kidding? It was totally worth it. And that's WarioWare. Gonna be honest, it still holds up. The microgames are great, the music is unusually good at times, and the tone of the whole experience is completely unique. And still is to this day, really. I mean, in what other game do you get to bounce a melon off some guy's back? There just isn't one. Well, besides maybe a Super Melon Bounce 64, but that doesn't count. Talking about bouncing melons, I think I'm gonna look at some boobs on the internet now. Bye! Yep. You can close the video now. Yeah, that's the end of the video. I mean, what? You expected a little joke or something? Nope, that's it. You can go away. Okay, where's that little light switch sound that usually plays at the end of a video? Should have happened by now, actually. Any second now. Well, it's not happening. This is getting a bit awkward now. Oh, thank God. And the patron of the week is Quadrotics, who I totally spelt his name wrong in the last video. Please forgive me, Quadrotics. Please, don't leave me. Don't leave me, I could change. I'm a changed man, Quadrotics. Don't you dare go. No, don't leave me, Quadrotics. Oh, fuck, he's gone. He's left me.